Hi and welcome to How Time Flies, our monthly e-newsletter from the High Plains Western Heritage Center in Spearfish, South Dakota. I'm Brian Leslie along with Carlos Scovell, the Executive Director. Kind of get you caught up on what went on during a very busy month of June and what's ahead in July. And let's start with June. Boy, you were, I think, putting about 15 to 20,000 steps a day on your Fitbit this last month.
I need
and
one.
the volunteers too.
I think so. For sure. Yeah, it was a very busy month, just when we thought it couldn't get any busier. So we started out with, we had 150 and some odd Legion members from the State Legion Convention came through.
Yep.
We've had the reunion of the Kerchevals, the reunion of the Booth family, and both families came from all over the nation. We also had some cowboy supper shows. We hosted one for the Newmar Country Club, 100 full-time RVers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the Kercheval show, I want to go back to that for just a second. Now, for those that didn't know, the Kercheval family, back in the late, I think, 1800s probably, homesteaded the land that the Heritage Center is on.
Right.
And so this was, I think, maybe the first time they'd ever had a family reunion back here on the site?
Well, they'd been here in the 80s,
okay,
a few of them for a prior reunion, but this was the biggest one they'd had, and they really had an opportunity to share with their more recent, younger generation, their family history here. We're really grateful, too, for the coverage the Black Hills Pioneer gave us so that the community could know the significance of the Kercheval family.
And Joyce Jefferson was here to do her History Comes to Life with Mary Kercheval.
Yeah,
and I know that was very special for her.
Yes, that was a good way to put it, too. History came to life for the family.
Yeah. Well, the Cowboy Supper and Show is, with Gordy Pratt and Dallas Sellers, is off and running. I mean, how many performances did you guys do in this past month? Quite a few, I guess,
we
for the
did
buses.
4 at least, plus the Colette tours, so I'd say 8, at least 8.
And so now we turn our attention to the public is invited Tuesdays and Thursdays through the month of July to come out and enjoy a great hearty cowboy dinner with all the fixins, and then the great show with comedy music with Gordy and Dallas. So that's starting soon.
It is July 10th, and we really do need the community to rally around us with this. This is going to be a great thing for the Northern Hills. We're getting bus groups that are calling us to add it on. If this grows for the future, it could add for businesses and hotels in the area. And without the community support coming up here from July 10th through August 2nd, we'll be off to a little bit of a rough start, but we're going to persevere.
And you can look for the table tents. We got our props with us today.
Yeah. And we also want to mention that we received a grant from the state tourism industry, from the South Dakota State Department of Tourism.
That's right.
$5,000 of a matching grant to promote this event for 2019. So they see a lot of potential for us there, and we're really grateful.
Absolutely. Yep, that just adds just a little bit more. It's kind of a feather in the cap for the whole endeavor too, actually. It adds
really
a stamp of credibility to what they're doing, and to but I mean, enjoy the show, enjoy great cowboy music starting in July. You can get your tickets. You can go onto the High Plains Western Heritage Center website and look for that very first slide that shows up on the homepage. Just click there, it'll take you to the ticket page where you can book choose the night of your choice, Tuesdays and Thursday nights throughout this month of July, and come and enjoy the show. And also, I understand this is brand new too. We just got the CD, Gordy and Dallas's. If you want a copy to take home with you, these are available for purchase?
They are. They're $10 in our bookstore.
$10 in the bookstore, so take advantage of that if you can. I know that I've listened to this, I've heard it. It's very good. I enjoyed it.
They are good. They get better every time they perform.
They absolutely do. Well, let's talk a little bit about some guests that you had here just recently. Leo Giacometto. People know who he is.
Oh, yes. Leo and his wife from Montana and their 2 grandchildren surprised us with just a little pop-in visit. They were only here just about 15 minutes, but it was great to see him. He looked really good. Going to come back, he said, and give us more of a long-term visit with, so we can get his story on video.
Well, I know friends of the center love to see Leo when he shows up again.
Oh, yes.
Former director from a few years back.
Yes.
And now living, like, say, Montana. So.
He was a monumental force to keep this place going.
Another thing, too, is I know that all the new doors are in, and you inaugurated your first motorized door that's just to my right down here, the main entrance, and you had your first visitor to use that. That was kind of a cool thing, too.
It really was, yeah. It kind of brought us to tears, I guess. When you work hard for months, you have to apply for a grant, you have to pursue the actual achievement of the accomplishment of getting the items here. and then the first person gets an opportunity to try it out. It was great.
Yeah.
And the little banging sound you might hear in the background is one of the final touches we're getting on our new doors, which is a new security light at our theater door as well.
Wow. Improvements going on all the time. I mentioned that family was from Illinois, I believe, too.
Yeah,
right?
well, they were from out of state. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got their picture taken with the buffalo.
Yeah,
so
that was a lot of fun.
Coming up, big event at the end of this month, the Day of the American Cowboy. Talk to us a little bit about that.
That is a national event. We're going to celebrate it here at the Heritage Center. We have 2 local authors that do historical books. A brand new one is, in fact, honoring Anna. I know you're going to mention that. Doug Hoff from right here in Spearfish. He'll be presenting in the morning. It is a labor of love for his family. This is the true story of his wife's great-grandmother's voyage from Norway to the United States back in the early 1900s and how they made a home for themselves in the Dakota Territory. So we're really thankful to be able to give Doug an opportunity to share about this book. That's Saturday, July 28th.
Yep.
So he'll be here at 10:30 in the morning. Then we'll have a lunch with Cheyenne Crossing that day and a surprise guest at 1 o'clock. Then at 1:30, Jeannie Hudson, who also is a local author, did some historical fiction series, the Mariposa series.
Yep.
She'll be presenting with her, the artist who does the covers of all of her books, Dawn Newland, at 1:30.
So you're not going to tell us who the surprise guest is?
Not yet.
All right, you'll have to come and show up.
That's right.
And that'll be later on in the month of July. So come out and see that and support the High Plains Center. And if you're a volunteer, again, just thank you for your efforts and your volunteering your time.
Yes.
You guys have been phenomenal this last month. And I know without them, Carla would be probably not here today. No, she wouldn't.
None of us would be. We are so grateful. They have just come out in droves. We have some new volunteers too. So watch our newsletter. Maybe we should just post a little bit of our total volunteer hours for the past few months. I think we'll do that.
All right. Well, we'll see you next month. Thanks for watching, and come out and see the center.